And good evening, basketball fans. Welcome here to the Tochigi Prefecture, live in the city of UTSUNOMIYA, as the BREX #1 team here in the B-League will be hosting the MIKAWA SEAHORSES in the quarterfinals of the 24-25 B-League playoffs. Well, the BREX, of course, chasing history this season, looking to become the first team in B-League history since its inception back in 2017, becoming, or hopefully to become, the first team to win 3 B-League championships. But to do that, they've got to get past MIKAWA SEAHORSES. Well, this team, of course, did have one of the best records last season, but unfortunately did lose in the quarterfinals of the first round against Yuki Togashi and the Chiba Jets. But this season, a very much determined team led by DJ Newbill, along with the likes of Japanese international Makoto Hiyajima. Can the BREX do the unthinkable? Can they make history and win the 3rd ever B-League championship? Well, there's Yudai Nishida, one of the top 3-point shooters here in the B-League, did average 10 points per game this season, and there are your playoff rankings. Well, the winner of this series will meet in the semifinals either the 2 giants of Funabashi or Tokyo, that being Alvak and Chiba, while on the other side, Ruku Golden Kings hosting Shimane Susanna Magic, and at the moment, San Antonio Phoenix, the #2 team in the B-League, hosting Gunma Crane Thunders. Well, again, welcome everybody watching live on B-League International. All playoff games will be live on this platform, and you can follow us, but please make sure you subscribe to B-League International on YouTube and follow B-League on all social media platforms of X, Instagram, and Facebook. Well, there you just had a look at Avi Schaffer and along with Gavin Edwards. Those two were teammates back in the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. But there's Zach August, the 2nd leading scorer for MIKAWA this season. Well, it's going to be a big ask. The team that had to qualify for the B-League playoffs filed the wild card. But again, anything can happen here in the postseason.
外国籍選手と日本人選手両方とも素晴らしい選手が揃ってて、どこからでも点が取れる印象があるのと、すごくセットプレーだったりチームプレーがすごく緻密で素晴らしいチームかなと思います。セットプレーとかもガードから始まるんで、そこで自分とかがプレッシャーかけて、相手のリズムを崩していきたいなと思います。ケビンヘッドコーチとジーコヘッドコーチが作り上げてきたものを CS で発揮して優勝したいと思います。応援よろしくお願いします。
4月の頭ぐらいにも三河さんとやってどういうチームかっていうのはイメージついてるので、でも同じようにいくとは思ってませんし、自分たちがもう最初からよりアグレッシブにディフェンスもそうですしオフェンスもやっていければ勝ちが見えてくるんじゃないかなと思います。ここから本当に6試合タフな相手ですしタフな戦いになると思います。皆さんの応援なしでは勝ち上がっていけないと思いますので全力で応援していただければなと思います。
三河はタレント力がというか個人の能力が高くて、2ポイントの確率がすごい高いチームだとデータで聞いているので、彼らの得意なプレーをさせないように、自分たちらしいバスケットをチャンピオンシップでもやりたいと思います。レギュラーシーズンたくさんの応援ありがとうございました。優勝まであと6試合ですかね、6回、皆さんと最後まで戦いたいと思いますので引き続き応援よろしくお願いします。
I'm excited. Yeah, this is. We're excited to play. We can't wait. It's a great opportunity for us to go out there and compete for a championship, and everyone's fired up. Thank you to all the fans who've been supporting us all year. We can't wait to see you guys this weekend. Let's continue to fight together and compete for a championship.
三河はもう本当にシステムチックといいますか、もう本当にディフェンスもオフェンスもしっかり徹底されていて、もう本当にディフェンスはね、本当隙のないチームでもありますし、乗せたら怖い選手も何人かいるので、本当に隙がないっていうイメージですね。本当にレギュラーシーズンのこの成績なんて本当に全く関係ないと思うんで、相手よりも泥臭くリバウンドを多く取ってというところを意識してやっていければいいかなと思います。本当に去年の悔しさを持って1シーズン通してやってきたので、あとは皆さんと優勝を分かち合って、僕らも精一杯プレーしたいと思いますので、皆さんも応援よろしくお願いします。
Well, again, you heard from Atsuya Ogawa and Shinji Takashima, as well as Kosuke Takeuchi and Makoto Hiyajima. We'll get those translated. Well, Ogawa's words were simply, the young fella did mention that they have great players, both foreign and Japanese, so the team is very well balanced. Takashima's words were, we know our opponents are strong, we want to win, and we want everybody's support for tonight's game. While Takeuchi, of course, paying homage to the opponents, talking about Mikawa Seahorses, he also said that they're full of talent, so they've got to be on their toes and ready for the fight. Finally, from Hiyajima, they're a system-like opponents, so you want to work harder and to get over the disappointment of last year. Well, Makoto Hiyajima, one of the regular faces of the Akatsuki Japan's national team, and most likely we'll see him this summer at the 2025 FIBA Asia Cup. Of course, had some very close games last summer at the Paris Olympics, and they'll be looking to make back for it this summer. The question will be, can Japan compete for a medal? But his sights at the moment will be set on making sure that the BREX get past the first round and hopefully get to the B.LEAGUE finals, which will be played in Yokohama. Well, we'll look at the lineups. We did mention some key players, but Devontae Gardner is going to be the key go-to player tonight, number 54, along with Jake Layman. Both of them, there's Layman right there, both of them leading scorers, along with Zach August. But I think the one key signing this season has been Yutaro Suda, who did make the transfer from the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. But I would say respectfully, it's been an underwhelming season, but you know, the playoffs can be a different situation. If he gets going from the perimeter, this could be a very good season and a good series for Mikawa. Well, Richie Glessman, head coach of Mikawa, has done a magnificent job, and there is Yudai Nishida. Of course, did feature for Japan at the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup, helping his national team qualify for the Paris Olympics. Well, Nishida's going to be a 3-and-D player. There's no doubt about it. If they can get him good looks from the perimeter tonight, if they improve, I mean, they're a 32% three-point shooting team, and if they can shoot anywhere between that and 40, who could say that they can try to defeat the BREX? Utsunomiya BREX, number one team in the B-League with a record of 48-12. They were the best team for a reason. Well, the BREX began the regular season back at the Lala Tokyo Bay Arena. Those two exciting, well, the first one was exciting, going to overtime against Chiba Jets, while the second one didn't quite go in their favor. But they ended the regular season as the number one team. Well, when you are the visiting team here in Utsunomiya, the Tojiki Prefecture, this capacity crowd does reach 4,500 fans. It's a magnificent arena, but it can be a very intimidating atmosphere to play in. And for the thing that Mikawa needs to make sure, control the tempo and try to get as many clear buckets in transition. Now we'll introduce the starting five, and they will go with Zach August in the lineup, along with Yoshiaki Kubota, who's been one of the key point guards so far here in the B-League this season. Yutaro Suda will make the starting lineup, along with the likes of Yudai Nishida, while the final player will be that man, Devontae Gardner, their leading scorer. Well, fans will now, well, there's head coach, Richmond, of course, did work with the Washington Wizards in the NBA, but now it's time to introduce the starting five from Utsunomiya BREX. But before we do that, let's enjoy the local entertainment here in Utsunomiya.
悪夢の敗戦から1年、昨シーズンの悔しさを知る選手たちはムーブオンをシーズンスローガンに掲げ、毎試合全員が成長し立ちはだかる試練、そして大切な仲間との別れを共に乗り越え、東地区優勝、リーグ全体1位の成績で再びこの舞台へとたどり着いた。いよいよ火蓋が切って落とされるチャンピオンシップの戦い。この地に根付いたブレックスネーションの力を今ここに結集し、重要なゲーム1での勝利を共に掴み取りましょう。ブレックスネーション全員でたどり着こう、あの
And again, welcome everybody live here in the Tojiki Prefecture in the city of Utsunomiya, the two-time champions of the B-League, Utsunomiya BREX, getting ready for another playoff campaign. The hearts were broken in this arena last year when they did lose in 2 games to UTSUNOMIYA and the Chiba Jets, but they're looking to turn things around. Well, there's been a huge fan favorite this season, the 22-year-old young prospect, Atsuya Ogawa. Shinji Takashima has been a key player coming into the lineup due to the introduction of so many young players this season. Well, there is a familiar face. Hinori Watanabe hasn't been such a key player this season, but his experience and his presence in and around the team has been very instrumental. Another young player, Yudai Ishikawa, also has got some good minutes so far this season. Only 20 years of age, and that's one thing you've got to credit the BREX coaching staff, giving so many young players the pathway to get to the top pro team. Gavin Edwards, as mentioned, featured for Japan's national team at the Tokyo Olympics back in 2021. Hasn't played for the national team since, and there's one of their key players, the big man from New Zealand, has featured for his national team at various Asia Cups and FIBA Basketball Cups. Well, now we'll get a look at the starting 5, and I imagine probably DJ Newbill will be the key go-to player along with Grant Jarrett, and Makoto Hiyajima is the key shooting guard tonight here for the BREX. Well, let's see who head coach Zico Coronel puts in the lineup. If you are new to B-League basketball, one thing you should know about the BREX, they are a very well-balanced team, and I think that's just down to the coaching. Of course, this team did hit a very unfortunate tragedy midway through the season when the late, great Kevin Bracewell, who's no longer with us, and our thoughts will always go out to him and his family, a magnificent coach and an even better person. But now is his former assistant, Zico Coronel, taking over. But of course, this team, they'll have a mission, and that is to win it for the late, great Kevin Bracewell. Well, again, if you are watching this game live on B-League International, please let us know where you're watching this game in the world. And already, we'd like to give a shout out to Trish Coronel, the mother of head coach Zico Coronel, and Kathy Heathcliff as well, watching from New Zealand. Because you gotta love B-League basketball. This time of year is when the top 8 teams, remember the 2 top in each conference, Central, East, and West, automatically go into the playoffs. Final 2 places, in the case of Mikawa Seahorses, go to the wild card. And those are the teams with the best record outside the top 2.
Number 34,
Grant Jarrett, now in his 3rd season with the BREX, joining them after their championship season. And there is a legend of Japanese basketball, Kosuke Takeuchi, 40 years young. Go back to 2006 at the FIBA World Championship in Saitama, Japan, when he had to defend one former NBA MVP, Dirk Nowitzki. Well, Yusuke Endo coming out, but if you saw before that, DJ Newbill, who's arguably been one of the top 5 players this season in the B-League. Heavy fan favorite, Makoto Hiyajima. Of course, one of the best Japanese shooting guards. And there is head coach Zico Coronel. And what I respect about this man, and of course his coaching staff, in memory of the late, great Kevin Bracewell, they've kept his image on the bench. Well, our 3 referees for tonight's game, we have Takaki Kato, who, if you know about Takaki Kato, he's one of the best referees in the world. His experience goes internationally, BCL Asia, FIBA Asia Cup, FIBA Basketball Cup, and as of last summer, he indeed was one of the top referees at the Paris Olympics. Well, Takeuchi's going to have his hands full tonight. He's going to have to match up with Devontae Gardner, Makoto Hiyajima. This is going to be a great battle. 2 of the very best shooting guards here in Japan. Well, Yutato Suda is going to have to try the defensive handles here against DJ Newbill. Well, I think the message is very clear from Mikawa. Try to keep BREX off the offensive rebounds. Try to make it difficult from the 3-point line. But that is so much easier said than done. Hello and welcome, everybody. This is the B-League playoffs, as we're now ready to get this one underway. We'd like to see we've had the numbers already Thanapon Chansawad saying this game will be defense mode. And I might have to agree with you on that one. Whoever is going to be the better defensive team may just be the team that leaves with a victory. The BREX #1 against #8, Mikawa Seahorses. The playoffs have finally arrived here in Tojiki. Let's get this one underway. Already BREX fans trying to make this a very intense atmosphere, but a foul is going to be called off the ball, and a coming together between Zach August and Grant Jarrett. And great job by the referees stepping in right away, but I think that is a very incidental moment. Well, Jarrett just loses his balance, and it goes in, unfortunately, against August. Two very dominant, very powerful players. Well, BREX struggling to get the ball inbound. Kubota now having a matchup here with DJ Nubil. The time is winding down. Nubil's got to make something happen. Jarrett now unorthodox position, getting the first 2 points. And the playoffs have indeed begun here in Utsunomiya. We just wondered, the size between these two teams very similar. How the disparity is going to be with points inside the paint. Kubota now has a bit of time and space. Gardner fakes the pass, penetrates, goes in, but he's unable to get the and one. Well, that's quite a patient offense coming from Mikawa. You can see that just trying to crash the paint, but in that case there, you probably could have an argument. Nubil's a very smart defender, but he is, at times he has fouled out this season. Not too often, though. Well, Devontae Gardner currently at the free throw line, 34 years old. Of course, originally from Suffolk, Virginia, played at Marquette University. The only time he hasn't played in Japan was in the 2014-15 season when he played for UTSUNOMIYA in the French League. He's had 3 seasons playing with Niigata BREX in the north of Japan. Makes them both. Now Nishida trying to match up here with DJ Nubil. Of course, Mikawa don't want to get into foul trouble early on. They've got to keep that as minimal as possible. And again, time winds down. Nubil kicks out. Jarrett made his first shot. And that goes out of bounds. Well, Grant Jarrett is one of those hot and cold three-point shooters. Some games he can get off to a very good rhythm. Of course, one thing I have noticed about Utsunomiya, they are a volume three-point shooting team. That's something you've got to anticipate for tonight's game. Well, there's going to be a matchup nightmare tonight for the BREX. And I just wonder, is it really worth Kosuke Takeuchi trying to pick up Zach August full court? Well, that's his first personal foul. Second team foul already for Utsunomiya here in the first quarter. Mikawa looking to take the lead. Kubota trying to start things offensively. Getting that ball screen from August. August spinning, going in, but he can't finish. Good defense coming from Takeuchi. And that's where the experience lies in with a veteran. BREX trying to run things here with the ball screen. The Nubil fires a three. And somehow, someway, he gets that one to roll in. And I don't think any of the BREX fans expected that to happen. Now Suda. Nice little dish off in the paints. The rim protection by the BREX proving too tough to break down. Well, there's a pump fake by Suda. Goes to step back three, and that's way off the mark. Heavily anticipated by Makoto Hiyajima. Those two players know each other all too well. BREX again running everything through DJ Nubil, the former Osaka player. Well, Nubil steps out of bounds. Unfortunately, does turn it over. He thought he got fouled on that one, but very tough to see. But that's a replay. Let's have a look here. Well, does Zach August with his left arm? I can't see from that angle. Potentially, there could have been a pullback, but You could also argue that's a good no call by the referee. Almost 2.5 played here in the first quarter. MIKAWA looking for their second field goal. Now going to a dribble handoff, trying to make the defense shift. Nishida. Well, may have got a finger to it, but good recovery defense coming from Grant Jarrett. And now the BREX can push. Well, looks like they want to go for a post-up. Kubota having a match up here with Hiyajima. Goes it, finishes. Well, tough play by the Akatsuki Japan national team player, giving BREX the 5-point cushion. Is now a gust. MIKAWA's got to get into a rhythm. They don't want it to be a catch-up game. But now we're under 10 here on the shot clock. Kubota goes for a Hail Mary 3. Well, offensively, MIKAWA don't seem to be delivering that identity they pushed in the, they worked very hard at the end of the regular season to cement that wild card factor. But still plenty of time to get into this one. A smart play by Hiyajima. Just denying the ball screen and drawing that second team foul against MIKAWA. This one's going to be called against Yutaro Suda. You like it, Gavin Edwards getting ready to set that screen, but Suda's got to be a little bit more intelligent. Jarrett is able to help this one get inbound. Edwards wide open. 3-pointer just a little too short. Of course, that big victory against Alvak Tokyo. He hit some big threes in that third quarter to cement that win for the BREX. And now UTSUNOMIYA pick up the third team foul. This one's on Yusuke Endo. Well, to our fan, Danitip Jamsawad, this is exactly what he said. Quick fouls. And that's how I know you've been watching a lot of B.LEAGUE. And already welcome to James. This series is going to be a dogfight. I might have to agree with you on that one. That's a very good point. MIKAWA did make the playoffs last season. Nice take by Gardner, but even better defense coming from Grant Jarrett. Seahorses save this one. Wide open for Nishida, fires a 3, but unable to convert. Wow. Quite a very unnecessary play by Devontae Gardner, and I would say he's got to calm down. And that's going to be their third team foul. Well, the question asked on the YouTube chat by Paul Sibaran, is this a playoff game? Indeed it is. Game 1, the number 1 team, UTSUNOMIYA BREX, against the number 8 team, MIKAWA Seahorses. Remember, all playoff games, the best of 3 series. Nubu crosses over, goes in, simply unstoppable. No help side defense coming from MIKAWA. And already a 7-point lead to UTSUNOMIYA. Well, Nishida had the 3-pointer, now penetrates. But again, failing to convert the and one. That's something he's got to be able to convert. But he will go to the free throw line. The foul is on Makoto Hiyajima. And now the BREX. Less than halfway played here in the first quarter. No more fouls to give. Well, Yudai Nishida currently at the free throw line, originally from the city of Tokushima. If you know anything about that place, hosting the 2007 FIBA Asia Cup where Iran won their first ever championship. Well, he's had a very productive season, averaging just over 10 points and 2 rebounds, along with 2 assists. But, he is a 3-point shooter. Started his career in 2019 with the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. 1 season when he got to Albirex. Well, Paul Sabaron, no, unfortunately, I will not be covering the BCL Europe. I'm currently in Mongolia, getting ready to cover BCL Asia East final window. Some exciting games coming up here in BCL Asia East. Atsuyo Ogawa, young 22-year-old, now in the lineup, and a big statement here from Coach Zico Carr. Now, the confidence he's placed in this young man to play him in such a big game. Edwards trying to post up. Shot by Abby Schaffer. That one just goes widely out. And now Jake Lehman looking to push things here for Mikawa. Only down by 5 points. Well, Schaffer inside the paint, missing from point-blank range. Well, those are the buckets you cannot afford to miss, especially here in the playoffs. Both teams have definitely rotated quite quickly. I guess that's a testament to the depth of what they've had this season. The B-League is definitely a long, grueling season, many doubleheaders. Nice take by Edwards, finishes, goes in, count it! He's going to the free throw line. Well, so many veterans, and you would not expect them to be at the age they are. Remember, Isaac Fotes, who's also subbed into the game, but what a nice backdoor cut, and look at the experience here by Gavin Edwards. I think that foul's going to be called on Jake Lehman. Well, Gavin Edwards, prior to coming to the BREX, had that monumental season playing with Chiba Jets under head coach John Patrick, where they did have the best record. Remember, they won the Emperor's Cup that year. Former University of Connecticut Husky started his pro career with Anyang KGC in the Korean Basketball League. Eight-point lead currently to the BREX. Mikawa trying to work to a ball screen. Now finding a wide open Abby Schaffer, and that's a much better offense. And again, Mikawa getting points inside the paint. But at some point in this game, they've got to find those three-pointers. And whether that comes from Yutaro Suda or Yudai Nishida, even Kubota. As Ogawa, out of control, can't finish. Schaffer secures a rebound. Well, Jake Lehman may have just got away with a backcourt violation. As now we're under 4 minutes. Again, they want to go to the ball screen with Gardner. There's a kick out. There's a three. It's up. And that's a good offense. And now they get the second chance. Well, he'll go for another quick three. Probably had a bit more time to get something better. Well, Gardner's got to be careful. Well, it's like Kashima wide open. Both teams getting good looks, but at the moment unable to convert the tray balls. Well, Paul Severon, that is something I'm not quite sure. I don't quite have the answers. Now Gardner goes for a three, and already Mikawa 0 for 4 from the three-point line. But again, Schaffer, where is the help side defense? Well, you might need to look in the lost and found, because already Abby Schaffer just having a buffet inside the key. And that's something Zico Coronel's not going to be too happy about. Bump then. As now it's going to be another trip to the free throw line for the BREX. This time, DJ Newbill. Well, you like when he comes off the screen. It's the acceleration, the change of pace by DJ Newbill. And although he wasn't able to get the M1, you know, he is so manipulative at just drawing the contact against the defense. Well, the foul's not on Lehman. It's actually on Abby Schaffer. It's now Seiji Ikuruga subbing into the game for the first time tonight here for the BREX. 2:50 here in the first quarter.
2 shots.
Well, DJ Newbill really has adapted to life since coming to Japan. Of course, he did play in BCL Europe for Filou Ostend. He's unable to make the second free throw. Lehman now having to match up here with Newbill. Fotu sets a quick screen. Kiyojima. But another foul committed, and already both teams putting each other into the penalty. Well, this time the foul is called against Satoshi Nagano, who's only just subbed into the game. Well, also fans, if you are watching live on the YouTube platform, while we do respect everybody's opinion, please let's try and keep it appropriate. Well, Makoto Hiyojima was monumental for the BREX back in 2022 when they won their second B.LEAGUE championship. If you want to know something about him, because he is the king of the three-point line this season from the B.LEAGUE. 44% this season. And a big shout out to my colleague Kazuya Nishikawa, who has always done a magnificent job this season of providing these excellent stats, and it's going to be a turnover. Well, Lehman simply out of control. Well, great defense by Isaac Fotu. Now watch Fotu here, doesn't reach, hands up. So BREX now looking to build again on their lead, only leading by 6 points. They've led by as many as 8. Ikaruga left wide open. Again, BREX, just like Mikawa, unable to hit a three-point shot here in the first quarter. But that could change very soon. Nagano here. Well, if that's on Gardner, that's going to be his second personal. I've already felt maybe he should have 3 fouls because I don't know. I'd have to see the replay. Let's have a look here. Well, unfortunately, as much as I love Devontae Gardner, I can't disagree with Takaki Kato's decision. That's a foul clear as daylight. And you have to remember, he is so imperative to this team. This season, Devontae Gardner averaging 15 points along with 5 rebounds and 3 assists. I mean, he's imperative. He cannot afford to get into foul trouble. Fotu now spins around. And another foul drawn, so another trip to the free throw line. And that's going to be on Zach August. Oh no, it's on Avi Schaffer. And that's also his second personal foul. Well, look at the spin out here by Fotu. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. But unfortunately, that is going to be his second foul. That's already the 3rd missed free throw in a row here for the BREX. Well, Fotu has just had a magnificent career. I mean, I could talk about the times he's played for the New Zealand international team, but also his time playing in the Spanish ACB, but also in the Italian LBA. If you ever get a chance to meet Isaac Fotu, he is an MVP not only on the floor, but also off the court. He's a most valuable person. But unfortunately, can't hit the second free throw. Mikawa again going into the dribble handoff. Finding Lehman. Contested 3 is up and finally getting the first three-pointer of the game as he cuts it down to 3 points. Brian Jarrett going for a quick one. And that's a very unorthodox play from the BREX. Mikawa can cut it down to 1. Maybe tie it up if they go for another three-pointer. There's a 3. Well, that's a good offense. That's a good look. If they keep taking those kind of shots, it's going to be a good night for Mikawa. Another seal-off by Fotu. Goes in simply too dominant. But again, it's the basketball IQ. The cement inside the paint. And the one dribble. Textbook post play by the Kiwi International. 5-point lead to the BREX. Now we're under a minute to go. Another 3 hit Mikawa, now hitting their second one. And that's a huge play. And that's what they need tonight from him, Ryogo Sumino. And Gavin Evans will try another 3, responding with a bang, and both teams exchanging 3-point buckets. And the good thing with that three-pointer, 8 seconds difference between both the game clock and the shot clock for the BREX. So if they get a stop here, the 2-for-1 will be on the table for them. But patiently waiting now is Satoshi Nagano. 6er on the shot clock, gives this one up. Lehman off the dribble from 15, can't finish, but an offensive rebound by Zach August. Well, unfortunately turns it over. Ikaruga comes up with it, but again, he turns it over. And now a half-court prayer goes in, and that is the end of the first quarter. with the BREX in Game 1 of the 24-25 B-League playoffs in the quarterfinals. Lead by 5 points against the MIKAWA SEAHORSES. Well, basketball fans, we're going to be back in just under 2 minutes.
フルライフとブレックスのコラボ T シャツをブレクシーが投げ込んでまいります。危険ですのでその場で座ってのアピールでお願いいたします。それではフルライフプレゼンツ T シャツとスタートです。さあ皆さんコート上のブレクシーにアピールしてください。以上。
Welcome back, basketball fans. We're live here in the Tojiki Prefecture in the city of UTSUNOMIYA with the #1 team in the B-League, the BREX, hosting the MIKAWA SEAHORSES. This is Game 1 of the quarterfinals of the 24-25 B-League postseason playoffs. Well, currently it is a 5-point lead to the BREX. BREX so far only making 1 3-pointer. Well, MIKAWA have hit 2, but the worrying sign for the BREX, they've given away too many points inside the paints, while also missed quite a few free throws. Rejection time! Sayonara, said Grant Jarrett. And now the alley-oop, but it's intercepted, and it's another BREX turnover. Well, the Gus penetrates. And MIKAWA just needs to slow down their offense. They don't need to rush anything. So they've got to build something here with Nagano. Nagano steps through, goes in with the acrobatic play. Are you kidding me? Well, what a finish by the 29-year-old player, now in the prime of his career. BREX currently without DJ Newbill here in the backcourt. Fotu coming up for a ball screen. Ikaruga now finding Grant Jarrett. Hasn't made a 3 tonight. And still remains 3-pointless. Well, nice ball. Thought about going for the tough pass, but that's going to be a kickball violation against Seiji Ikaruga. But right idea by Satoshi Nagano, because he saw Zaka Gus sprinting in transition. Makoto Hiyajima just slightly struggling to keep up with him. We'll try to keep you updated between San Antonio Phoenix and Guma Crane Thunders. Guma down by 3 with only seconds left. They need a 3 to tie it up. But in the end, they turn it over, and it looks like San Antonio Phoenix may be about to win Game 1. Well, no, there's 0.6 of a second left in the San Antonio Phoenix game against Guma. Guma have it back, but they're down by 3. And again, Satoshi Nagano from downtown. And we're all leveled at 19 apiece. I'll keep you updated in that game between San Antonio Phoenix and Guma. Sideline ball. Guma need a 3. As Isaac Fotu takes a 3. BREX getting an offensive board. Grant Jarrett goes in. Too big, too strong, simply just too good. Well, San Antonio Phoenix have won the game. Well, big win for Atsushi. Unfortunate for Cal Milling, but that series looks like it could very well go to 3 games, but Guma's going to have to win Game 2. Because Ruku Golden Kings had a very good game last night as well. And you just gotta love the buzz of B-League playoff basketball. Well, almost 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. First foul called against Grant Jarrett. Kazuki Takeuchi having to match up with Jake Lehman. Nice play finding Zach Gus, but he's unable to finish. And good defense by Grant Jarrett. It's a consistent rotation by Zico Carnell. Now Newbills made 1-3, makes another one, and made that three-pointer number 3 for the BREX. Second one tonight for DJ Newbill, extending it back to a 5-point lead. And welcome to Caleb Tate, JT, Christella Siam, B-League MVP fan, as well as Crazy Cubs. Welcome everybody live here on the YouTube chat. BREX lead by 5. Again, Newbills hit 2 threes. Well, it's going to be a foul called on Jake Lehman. So 3 free throws coming up for DJ Newbill. And already, some unnecessary fouls being given away by the MIKAWA Seahorses, and this just proves the point. They cannot afford to get into foul trouble. And there should be no arguments whatsoever from Jake Lehman. And just like Avi Schaffer and Devontae Gardner, that's his second personal foul.
He kicked his leg out, challenge, unsport. He shot the ball and he kicked his leg.
Well, Ryan Richmond's argument to Takaki Gato is that DJ Newbill, it's an act of violence he's asking for. He's asking for a coach's challenge. Now, generally, you can't ask for a coach's challenge on fouls, but Ryan Richmond's got a point here. Was there a case, and I'd have to see the replay, well, it's a tough one. It's a very tough one because you can understand where the coach is coming from, but you can also understand where Takaki Gato is also coming from as well. Well, I got to give another shout out to my colleague Kazuya Nishikawa, giving us unbelievable stats and info on all the B-League teams. Currently, DJ Newbill at the free throw line is 8th in scoring this season in the B-League, averaging 17.1 points per game. Chris is also the number 2 leading in assists with 6.1 assists and last season's B-League most valuable player. And ever since he came to Japan with Osaka Avesa, well, it's simple to say whether you're a BREX fan or whether you're a fan of another team, everybody in Japan loves DJ Newbill. But he has missed 3 free throws tonight. A foul's going to be called against Atsuya Ogawa. This is the part of the game where both teams need to settle down. They don't need to pick up any more unnecessary fouls. Because playoff basketball, the adrenaline running through these players, no doubt about it. And especially for both of them. Remember, MIKAWA's never won a B-League championship. BREX, they won the inaugural season in 2017. And again, they won it in the Yokohama Arena, defeating Ruku Golden Kings in 2022. Well, Devontae Gardner, their leading scorer, 15 points per game this season for the Seahorses, back in the game, but remember, he does have 2 fouls. Well, now Ogawa comes up with it, trying to go, gets rejected. And again, that is one more time from Zach Gus. Sayonara. Goodbye. But here's where MIKAWA's got to capitalize. Convert turnovers into points, but a foul's going to be called. And that's going to be the 13th foul against the BREX. Well, again, fans, if you're watching this game live, please let us know where you're watching so we can give you a shout-out. And yes, Caleb Tate, we gave you a shout-out, my friend. Every B-League fan, you guys make B-League great, and you deserve as much recognition as anyone else. Well, shout out to Adam Aaron, also to Siwoo Kim. 안녕하세요. 잘 지내세요. 만나서 반갑습니다. Well, Hinori Watanabe hasn't featured too much for the BREX this season. Well, welcome to Sinbands, watching from New York. Jerry Lai, that's correct. I am the BCL Europe and BCL East Asia, or Asia East, excuse me. I'm in Mongolia now. We stop BCL Asia East tomorrow, commentating this game as another three-pointer goes in. Well, the confidence from Satoshi Nagano hitting his second three. Well, welcome to Joey Soriano, Magandang Araw, Kaibigan from the Philippines, Laban. 4-point ball game. MIKAWA trying to dribble into the paints, but being heavily defended. Takuchi recovers. Ogawa's got to force it up. The three is up, and again, beautifully tucked away. Well, the 22-year-old really has come into his own this season. And another turnover from the Seahorses. Can the BREX capitalize? Watanabe finds Takeuchi. Well, Jarrett now going for a post-up, goes in, extending their lead to 9. The biggest lead of the game for the BREX. But again, just look how quickly. And that is maybe one area MIKAWA's got to play. They've got to get more points in transition. I said originally, points in the paint. But when you're trailing, fast break buckets can definitely ease the pain tonight. Jarrett's taking 4 threes, but still three-pointless. Well, Caleb Tate watching from Louisiana down south. And if that is going to... Oh, no, it's going to be a blocking foul. Well, I thought they were going to call this one on Devontae Gardner, which would have been his third. But instead, they've called the block against Grant Jarrett. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, that's tough. That's a tough one in my mind. Well, welcome to Catherine Villaray. I'm assuming watching from the Philippines. Laban Puso. Isaac Fotu checking back into the game for the BREX. So now Grant Jarrett will take a breather at the moment. Of course, Fotu, first season playing for the BREX was in 21-22 when he helped them, go to the Yokohama Arena and win that second B.LEAGUE championship. Well, many missed free throws tonight here at this beautiful capacity crowd of 4,500 fans in the Tochigi Prefecture. Well, Jerry Lai watching from Hong Kong. Jerry, I am in Mongolia. I'm at the Bishrelt Metal and Broncos Arena commentating this B.LEAGUE game as we have the final window of BCL Asia East tomorrow. Well, shout out to JT watching from Vegas. Well, James made a good point. The intensity of B.LEAGUE playoffs, but you got to credit that down to the fact that and this is why I've always said the B.LEAGUE is the #1 professional league here in Asia. For various reasons. Number one, you never find an empty seat at a B.LEAGUE game. Well, Fotu goes, he misses, but that would have been a tough play. That's another careless turnover by the Seahorses, and now BREX. Can they extend? Ogawa goes in, finishes under intense pressure. And now with 4 minutes, 31 seconds to go, a timeout's going to be called by Coach Richmond. His team down by 8. Game 1 of the B.LEAGUE quarterfinals. Well, welcome to SIDA TV, watching from the #1 country in the world, the United Kingdom. That's my country, of course. Every country's magnificent. Well, SIDA TV, where are you watching in the UK, brother? Well, fans, we're going to take a 90-second break, and we will be back momentarily.
Let's go!
Welcome back, everybody. Live here in the Tojiki Prefecture, the city of Utsunomiya. This is B.LEAGUE playoff basketball, game 1 of the quarterfinals between Utsunomiya BREX, number 1, against number 8 seed MIKAWA SEAHORSES. Jerry Lai 是我的中文不非常好，我该学中文。Oh, Sida TV, should have known. Sida, absolutely. West Country, gotta love it. One of the most beautiful parts of the United Kingdom. Well, I live just on the border of Surrey and London now. Shout out to my fellow Brit. And shout out to Jerome Manlubatan watching from Qatar. Maligayang pagdating to all of our Filipino basketball fans. Eight-point deficit. Is now MIKAWA looking to chip into the deficit here. Well, Yudai Nishida trying to make something happen. There's a kick on the corner, but it's going to be a 24-second violation. Suffocated defense yet again coming from the BREX. Well, that's why they became the number 1 team. While the B.LEAGUE playoffs have started with a bang. Ruku Golden Kings winning game 1 against Shimane Susanna Magic by 8 at the Okinawa Arena. And who would have doubted Yuki Togashi, Yuta Watanabe, and the Chiba Jets emphatically winning against Alvac Tokyo by 25. Well, if you ever get a chance to read about the career pathway of Coach Ryan Richmond, it's a magnificent story. But still a very young coach, and now proven to be one of the best in international basketball. He's now the second team foul is going to be called against MIKAWA. This one's on Yutaro Suda, excuse me. Jerry Lai, 我的朋友，谢谢你。Well, they can't make it a double-digit lead. The foul's going to be called, so free throws coming up here for the BREX. This time, Gavin Edwards will be going to the free throw line. He's not necessarily a 4-stretch 5, but, he has been known in his career in the B-League to be one of those kind of players that can, slash the basket. This magnificent career. After playing that 1 season in the Korean Basketball League, then went to play in Ukraine, also played in Greece, so Peristeri. But he came to Japan, and one thing you should know about it, Gavin Edwards, 4 seasons he played with the MIKAWA Seahorses. Of course, one of them was in the inaugural year of the B-League. Jerry Lai, I love it. I love it. I love to see basketball fans watching various leagues. Taiyuan Pilots will be here in Mongolia. Gotta love the Plus League. You gotta love basketball in Chinese Taipei. Well, basketball fans, we have a legend in the live YouTube chat, and his son right now. I mean, we have greatness in the live YouTube chat, but first of all, you got Isaac Fotu diving on the ground, and yet again, we have the king himself, Manu Fotu, former professional rugby player in my country. One of the best. Manu, great to hear from you, brother. It's playoff time, baby. Well, 3 goes in, can't finish. Another offensive rebound. Ogawa comes up with it. Newville hesitates. 9-point lead. Well, there's a 3 by Takashima, and finally gets his first 3, the 5th 3 of the game for the BREX. Well, simply at the moment, it's all Utsunomiya. They lead by 12. Another timeout called by Coach Richmond. 3:30 to go here in Game 1. Quarterfinals of the B.LEAGUE playoffs. We'll be back in just under 1 minute. Welcome back, everybody, live here in UTSUNOMIYA for Game 1 of the B.LEAGUE quarterfinals between the #1 team in the B.LEAGUE, UTSUNOMIYA BREX, our hosts, and the #8 seed, MIKAWA SEAHORSES. Well, MIKAWA currently trailing by 8 points, but part of that's been down, or 12 points, excuse me. But part of that's been down to the much better three-point percentage from the BREX, converting 5 3-pointers so far here in the first half. Well, MIKAWA's a great team. They had a great run towards the end, but one area they've got to be careful. They do have the likes of Jake Lehman with 3 fouls, Devontae Gardner with 2. Avi Schaffner's on the bench at the moment. He has 2 fouls as well, but they turn it over again. Newbill comes up with it, and now the BREX looking to extend their lead. Newbill goes baseline. Now picked up by Jake Lehman. And now Hijima fires a 3. This one's up no good, but another offensive board for the BREX. The aggressive hedge trying to double team Hijima, and that's much better. Well, Lehman had to be careful there because he could have picked up his 4th foul. Another 3 hit from MIKAWA. This one's up. Well, that's a good look for them, but they fight for second chances. As now we're in the 3 minutes. There's the penetration of bump and an easy little touch as Yoshiaki Kubota. Well, he could be a key player tonight, trying to attack the gaps and make the defense collapse, but it's got to be consistent tonight from MIKAWA's backcourt. Now Newbill, 7 here on the shot clock. Defended by Sumino, looking for another 3. Not going to get this one. Fotu saves us from going out of bounds. Edwards, 3, got it! But it's all down to Isaac Fotu's desire, hunger to keep that possession alive. And now Gavin Edwards becomes the joint leading scorer for the BREX with 10 points. Huge play by the BREX. He's now run to 2 minutes. Well, Lehman's made 1 3. And again, that will just calm down the nerves. Well, he has got a deadly step back. Just such a smooth release that makes it almost impossible for any power forward or center to try and defend him here in the B-League. Still a 10-point deficit. Well, Newbill will fire another one. But again, BREX contesting offensive rebounds. Something MIKAWA's got to prevent tonight if they want to win this one. Hijima splits the defense. Hijima, Eurostep, gets stripped, good defense. And now MIKAWA can push this. Well, they'll go for another 3. It's up, and again, another good look, and I've got no arguments with that shot. Yes, they had a 3-on-1, but it's an open 3 in transition. And now we reach the 1-minute mark here in the second quarter. First half has all been UTSUNOMIYA. Double team's getting ready. Fotu goes in, just can't get the right angle on it. That's good defense by the Seahorses. Well, MIKAWA could go 2 for 1, but they'll have to go a little bit quicker. There's the penetration by Sumino. Goes in, and another and 1. Well, if he converts this play and they get, well, it's actually Yudai Nishida, my apologies. Well, nice penetration. That time Fotu had to recover because, if he overcommits to Nishida, it's going to be a wide open Gardner. BREX's backcourt, they've got to fight around the screens a lot more aggressively. Well, the 2 for 1 is on the cards, regardless whether he makes this free throw or not, but I wouldn't put it past Yudai Nishida. Well, Nishida missed it. This is an 85% free throw shooter this season for the MIKAWA Seahorses. Almost 10 seconds difference between both game and shot clock. BREX lead by 8. Well, Newbill throwing a tough pass. 5 here on the shot clock. DJ steps back with 15. Shot is up. No good. And a blocking foul, and that's a poor foul to give away because it's going to send Zach Augusta to the free throw line. Well, Jerry Lai, it's interesting you talk about Yuki Togashi because they'll be in action for Game 2 against Alvak Tokyo. Yuki Togashi went to originally from Niigata, the home of Niigata Alberts, now in B3, because he went to the USA in Maryland to play high school basketball, didn't receive a scholarship to play in any NCAA Division 1 or 2, because Div 3 don't give scholarships. But he also, you have to remember, played in the G League very briefly. Almost played professionally in Italy for a team called Dinamo Sassari, and then he became the first ever Japanese player after leaving Akita Northern Happy Nets to sign a $1 million contract for the Chiba Jets. So he's the first ever $1 million Japanese player. Because many Togashi fans, that's how you should know him. The first ever $1 million Japanese basketball player. Avi Schaffer checking back into the game, former Olympian for the Japanese national team in 2021. That's what I like about Ryan Richmond's coaching. Just such a cool, calm, collected coach, but very knowledgeable coach as well. Well, again, another shout out to my colleague, Kazuya Nishikawa. Huge arigato gozaimasu. As Zach Augusta, the free throw line, number 8 in rebounding this season here in the B-League. He averages 8.8 rebounds. Arigato, Tomodachi. Kazuya Nishikawa, one of the finest here in the B-League. But both free throws no good. Could have cut it down to a 6-point deficit. And that's going to be the 4th and final team foul against Mikawa, so no fouls to give. Well, James, thank you so much, my friend, for your kind words. James, where are you watching this game in the world, brother? I think I've seen you on many B-League live streams. It's always great to have you. Jerry Light, that's correct. Yeah, he did play for the Dallas Mavericks Summer League team. 4.1 left here in the first half. BREX will get one final crack. Can they go into the halftime break with a double-digit lead? Ikaruga finds DJ Nubil. Nubil's got to go quick. Ikaruga, contested 3. Off the bank, arigato gozaimasu. Ayasu minasai. The BREX will go into the halftime break with an 11-point lead. Well, James watching from Manila, Philippines. This case right here, James, uwi na hayop panis, as they would say in Gilas, Filipinas. Well, it's halftime. We're going to take a 20-minute break, and we will return for the second half of Game 1 of the B-League quarterfinal playoffs between the BREX and the Seahorses.
ご来場の皆様にご案内いたします。まもなく場内暗転となります。まもなく場内暗転となります。お席をお立ちの際は十分にお気をつけください。それでは本日のハーフタイムショーはシクラメンがこの重要なゲームを盛り上げます。皆さんどうぞお楽しみください。
リカリの皆さん、シクラメンです。お願いします。まずはこの曲で伝説的なストーリーを作りましょう。ストーリング。さあ皆さん盛り上がっていきましょう。手拍子。新たな物語が今幕を開ける。ここから始まる未知なる道に踏み出す一歩が明日を変える。歩めば必ず困難もきっとレックス超えていかなきゃ。ゼロのままじゃ意味がない。ゼロを1に変える未来。作れるかは自分次第。ここじゃ止まれない。行くよ。加速してく頃響かせて心で感じたままに一歩踏み出そう最後の最後。 のチームをあの曲で応援して10年の時が経ちました。10年です。だから、はい、飽きたとか言わないでください。俺たちは一生ブレックスを応援し続けます。今回もみんなで優勝を目指して一つになりましょう。大事な仲間を紹介します。ブレックシー、ベリーちゃん、ブレッキー、そしてブレックスファンの皆さん、皆さんの心を一つにして前回いい試合をしました。後半ももっと勝てるように応援していきましょう。この曲でハートビート。勝つぞー。ブレクシーに大きな拍手。ベリーちゃんに大きな拍手。そしてシクラメンでした。ありがとうございました。勝ちましょう。
シクラメンの皆さんありがとうございました。最高のハートビートでした。
マニーは安全で品質の高い医療機器を世界中の人々に届けます。 The best quality in the world to the world マニー。
栃木銀行宇都宮ブレックス応援キャンペーン。対象取引はご契約で宇都宮ブレックス新シーズン開幕戦チケットが抽選で当たるチャンス。7月31日まで。
実家継いだんだ。
本田さん、
こんにちは。踊らない？
忘れたさ。
体が動いてるよ。
1月にするは賛成です。
第2章始まる。日替わり007。
あなたが学ぶ生ポリ。あれもこれもみんな生ポリ。未来を包む生ポリ。
OS はここ栃木県で公共施設の管理運営を行っています。私たちは地域社会に貢献し、スポーツ文化の健全な発展を目指しています。株式会社 OS。
未来を作る、世界をつなぐ、研究と創造のアルベックステクノロジーズ。
吉野石膏はさまざまな視点から安全、快適とは何かを模索し、挑戦し、相変わらず今日も暮らしを考える吉野石膏。
モンドセレクション金賞売れた育毛剤No.1。遠近保証付き。
中村土建は地域に愛される企業を目指す。中村土建。
もし親と結婚してなかったら、おいらはこんなに楽しく過ごせなかったと思う。
これは
ちょっと合わないだろう。
相模店で
家づくりで終わらない安心安全に暮らせる街を作り、そこでの豊かな生活をデザインする。生活総合産業だからできること。 With You ウッドユートヨタウッドユーホーム。
ヘドラ B&D 佐野。映画、食事、アミューズメント、フィットネス、ビューティー、ここなら誰もが楽しめる。佐野藤岡インターから車で5分。フィットプレイス24佐野。会員募集中。ヘドラ B&D 佐野。
それではここで B リーグパートナー各社をご紹介いたします。 B リーグトップパートナーソフトバンク。 B リーグタイトルパートナーリソナグループ。 B リーグイノベーションパートナーインフロニアホールディングス。 B リーグパートナーズ日本郵便 G ショック日本生命。 B リーグサポーティングカンパニーズソニーミュージックエンターテインメント。モルテン朝日新聞日本 経済新聞社、大塚製薬、野村工芸社、 EY ジャパン、エニタイムフィットネス、アーシャルデザイン、ストライク、 TIS、 スポーツデポ、ロックアイス、ふるさとチョイス、ピックスプラス、 B リーグサプライヤー、アダストリア、 B リーグコミュニケーションパートナー、 LINE ヤフー、 B リーグスポーツ振興パートナー、スポーツくじウィナー、 B リーググロスパートナー、電通。以上 B リーグパートナー各社のご紹介でした。
Welcome back, everybody. Live here in the Tochigi Prefecture for Game 1 of the B.LEAGUE quarterfinals between UTSUNOMIYA BREX and the MIKAWA SEAHORSES, where currently it's an 11-point ball game in favor of the home team. Well, it's fair to say the BREX have been slightly better from the perimeter, led by DJ Nubil so far tonight. He has been magnificent as always. Well, BREX's defense has proved to be a key thorn in the side of the MIKAWA SEAHORSES, but offensively, BREX led by both Gavin Edwards and DJ Nubil, combined total of 20 points between them. The former Chiba Jets player getting things going. Well, Avi Schaffer, the former national team player, came into the game and had two wide open looks inside the paint. And that's the second one. And after that, it looked like BREX had tightened up their defense and made things a little bit more tricky for the Seahorses. Well, there was Ryogo Sumino getting his first three-pointer of the game for the Seahorses. Currently, they're 5 out of 16 from the perimeter. Well, the BREX slightly better at 7 out of 19. Well, that time, of course, the Seahorses getting things from downtown in the case of Satoshi Nagano. But that was DJ Nubil. 10 points as mentioned already tonight. Well, the Seahorses went on a run. They almost tied, well, they tied the game up at 19 apiece. But there was Atsuya Ogawa, the young 22-year-old. And my word, has his game risen this season. Zach August in transition. Because he's had his struggles tonight, but that could change very much. That's his only field goal tonight. Of course, does have 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block to go to his name. But it's been the relentless offensive rebounding tonight from both these two teams. 5 offensive boards for the MIKAWA Seahorses, 7 for the BREX. And you got to ask the question, could the team with the most second chance points, whether they come inside the paint or the perimeter, could be coming out victorious? Well, this is game 1 of the B.LEAGUE playoffs. And that was the final 3. Seiji Ikaruga, my apologies, Gomenasai. Well, that took their tally to 7 3-point field goals by halftime. Well, there are your stats for tonight. BREX slightly better on the rebounding. 2 more offensive boards to take them to a total of 22 over the 20 rebounds in total by MIKAWA. And also BREX slightly better, as mentioned, from the three-point line. But shockingly, neither team exceptionally good from the free throw line tonight. 50 and 55%. BREX, of course, missing 6 free throws. And you think about it, you make all 6 of those, well, you lead this game by 17. Well, we would like to welcome everybody watching live on B.LEAGUE International YouTube platform. If you're watching this game live, please let us know where in the world you're watching and which team are you supporting. Are you supporting the BREX, the #1 team in the regular season, or are you supporting the 8th seed, the Mikawa SEAHORSES? Of course, Ryan Richmond and his players, they did phenomenal towards the long stretch of the season, cementing that wildcard factor. Because they made it to the playoffs last year. But Mikawa, it's going to be a tough ride for them. But, you know, with players like Jake Lehman, Devontae Gardner, Yudai Nishida, and one player who I feel has been a little bit quiet for them this year, Japanese national team player Yutaro Suda, the sniper as I like to call him. Of course, he was great last year playing with Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. They were 1 quarter away from getting to the B.LEAGUE finals, losing to the eventual champions, the Hiroshima Dragonflies. Well, there are your rebounding leaders, because we could see some double-doubles tonight. Jake Lehman does have 4 rebounds, leading the way at the moment here for the Mikawa SEAHORSES. Goes 6 points, 4 rebounds. 7 turnovers, though, in total for the Mikawa SEAHORSES. Only 5 for the BREX, and I think that's a positive sign for 2 teams making it to the B.LEAGUE playoffs. Well, some exciting series going on here in the B.LEAGUE playoffs. As mentioned, Chiba Jets opening with a big win, a 25-point victory against Alvak Tokyo. Tokyo, the #1 defensive team in the B.LEAGUE. Well, of course, San Antonio Phoenix winning Game 1 tonight against Gunma Crane Thunders only by 3 points. Makes you wonder, could the #2 team in the B.LEAGUE be heading to a 3-game series here in the quarterfinals? Well, the final playoff series in the quarterfinals, which we did see the Ruku Golden Kings winning their opening game against the Shimane Susanna Magic. Well, Alvak Tokyo will be in action tomorrow against Chiba Jets. And again, welcome back live here in the Tojiki Prefecture. Game 1. It will be the BREX with the first possession, leading by 11 points. Of course, BREX don't want to go through the heartache, the broken hearts of last season's playoffs against the Chiba Jets, losing in 2 games here at home. It's now we're under 10 here on the shot clock. Noodle's got 10 points. Now make it 13 as he is cooking from downtown. Well, DJ Noodle, last season's B.LEAGUE most valuable player, extending that lead to 14. Gardner trying to take on Grant Jarrett. Bit of contact, no foul called. And now Hiyajima looking to push this one. But Takeuchi had the 3. He's been known to take them from time to time. But now rushing is DJ Newbuild, another 3. That time contested. Well, a very careless unforced turnover by the SEAHORSES. Turnover number 8 in the game. Newbuild penetrates. Jarrett hasn't made a 3 tonight. And finally gets one. 9 threes for the BREX. Biggest lead of the game is 17 points. Mikawa's got to build something offensively. The mountain's getting too big to climb. Almost as big as Mount Fuji. There's a penetration, tough fadeaway. Unable to finish, but a foul is going to be called against Kosuke Takeuchi for a push. So Mikawa will get this one back on the sideline. It's a tough fadeaway by Yoshiaki Kubota. Second foul against Takeuchi. Gus goes in, draws another one. Takeuchi saying an elbow was thrown out, and did appear to be the case at first glance, but I'd have to see the replay. Let's have a look here. I think he's got a case. Well, that's a tough one. Third foul against the 40-year young veteran. Twin brother played with DJ Newbill at Osaka Vesa. And already, Zach and Gus 0 for 3 from the free throw line tonight. But he's got to make the free throws. It's as simple as that. They don't want to chase the game against the BREX. Only 2 points tonight for Zach and Gus. Does have 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block. Finally gets his first free throw to drop. Mikawa fans making the journey from Shizuoka all the way here to the Tochigi Prefecture. Now Hiyajima finds Newbill. 16-point lead for the BREX. Hiyajima penetrates. Bit of contact, goes in, can't finish. And the rebound secured by Gus. And Mikawa nearly turning it back over. But you got to appreciate the hustle, the determination of DJ Newbill, anticipating that pass. This is where Mikawa just can't get too casual. Every possession's got to count for them. Super now heavily defended by Makoto Hiyajima. Mikawa struggling to get into a half-court set, and time is expiring. Gardner's got to make something happen. Final second, jump hook goes in, and he gets that one to go. Cool as you like by Devontae Gardner. And that is why he is so crucial to this team. They cannot afford him to pick up his third foul here in the third quarter. They need Devontae Gardner. Well, there's a take by Jarrett, goes in, counted. He's going to the free throw line. 11 points. Third player for the BREX to get into double figures. And he almost plays bully basketball. Look here, the overcommitted by Zach and Gus. It's like a Euro step. Or do we call that the Nihongo step? Well, that's the second personal foul. Almost 3 minutes played here in the third quarter. Because defensively, Mikawa was doing such a great job here in the third quarter, making life very tough here for the BREX. Apart from the 1 3-pointer the BREX had. 3-point play converted by Grant Jarrett. 17-point lead to Utsunomiya. A team chasing history here in the playoffs. Looking to become the only team in B.LEAGUE history to win 3 championships. 2017, 2022. Could 2025 be the year for the BREX? And now Gus. Yeah, just too physical. Taking on the veteran, Gavin Edwards. Now Newbill fighting Edwards. Endo's been quiet tonight here for the BREX. But now gets his first attempt, and he sinks this one. And I don't think the defense could have done anything any better. That was good defense, but simply better offense. And Machida now fires a 3. Yeah, just struggling here. But that was a good build-up. The penetration by Yoshiaki Kubota. But BREX's defense, they know the bread and butter. Mikawa, Edwards, bumps, Fangerol, bank, but he misses. Well, that was a good build-up play by the BREX. Now they find Gardner on the roll. The foul's going to be called against Gavin Edwards for the reach in. And that's going to be the third team foul against the BREX here in the third. Well, welcome to Dapantol. Salamat siang, brother. Sama, baby. My friend Dapantol, live on the YouTube chat, watching from Indonesia. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Jake Lehman coming back in the game. Of course, leading rebounder at the end of the first half, as well as Avi Schaffer. Well, Lehman has 2 3-pointers. 6 points in total this evening. A good denial defense by Isaac Fotu. Lehman almost turns it over, but Gardner recovers. 3 seconds left. One-legged fadeaway. Can't get it. Another foul is going to be called against the BREX. It looks like this one's going to be called against Isaac Fotu. And now BREX. No more fouls to give here in the third quarter. Well, welcome to Yuda Prawira. Because I'm in Mongolia. To all my Indonesian fans, I'll be seeing PJ. Pelita Jaya will be in town here in Ulaanbaatar for BCL Asia East. Because PJ just need one more win. And that'll be against Bishrel Metel to cement their position in the Final Four of the BCL Asia East. Lehman pump fakes. Pulls up for a quick three off the dribble. He's unable to finish. Ogawa happy to let that one go out of bounds. It becomes a tumble over. That time fighting for position with Yoshiaki Kubota. Well, welcome to Columbus de Losa. Laban Pilipinas, brother. Kaibigan. Puso. Lead by 17. Nubo maybe getting away with a travel, and a foul's going to be called against Yudai Nishida, but I would probably have to agree with Coach Ryan Richmond. It did look like there was a few more steps taken by DJ Nubo. Wow. That's travel insurance, I guess. Yudai Prawira, I love the confidence. Love it indeed. Maybe we could see that matchup this summer at BCL Asia. Foto with a seal-off, and that's going to be team foul number 3 against Mikawa and number 3 against Avi Schaffer. Already the bigs getting into foul trouble. Jake Lehman 3, Avi Schaffer 3. Nubu with a mismatch. Trying to go for a post-up. Final seconds. Kicks on the corner. Quick three. Three is up. No good. Good defense by the Seahorses. But can they push? Well, here's where Gardner wants to go for the back-to-the-basket post-up against Gavin Edwards. Nishida wide open. Three is up. And just cannot get them to drop tonight. But again, the shot selection by Mikawa as Ogawa looking like a Japanese Steve Nash at the moment. In and around the screens and finishing amongst the bigs. And head coach Zico Coronel loving what he's seeing right now from his players. A timeout's called by Ryan Richmond. I mean, look at this. This is the Japanese Steve Nash right there. You gotta love this PG, the mindset. Well, the timeout has been called. We will be back in just under 1 minute. 4:16 to go here in the third quarter. BREX lead by 19. Well, let's see what kind of response we're going to get from the Seahorses from this timeout. Gotten defended by Gavin Edwards. BREX don't have any fouls to give, so they don't want to send MIKAWA to the free throw line. Defense must be disciplined. Another three going flying here. Unable to finish. Schaffer offensive rebound and second chance points. Could that be crucial? Well, that's what he's known for. Born and raised in Tokyo. Half American, half Japanese. Free hit by Isaac Fotu, just a little too short, but yo, Isaac Fotu, that's something I've said. He's got to take more. He's got to build confidence in his game. He's a good three-point shooter. Schaffer penetrates. Well, they took too long to get to Nishida. And a 5-0 run here from MIKAWA. Cutting it down to 14. Now, I wanted to criticize MIKAWA for getting the ball a little too late to their best three-point shooter. Almost 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Gavin Edwards has made one three-time. Responds again. Well, he only seems to make threes when the opponents make them. A high release from the four-stretch five, the former Chiba Jets player. Substitution coming in for both teams. Ryogo Sumino coming back into the lineup along with Seiji Ikaruga. Sumino and Ikaruga do have one three-point field goal each tonight. Ikaruga making that bank three at the end of the first half. Well, another shout out to my colleague Kazuya Nishikawa. We got an update on the stats. Ryogo Sumino, 7th in the B.LEAGUE this season three-point shooting. A 40% three-point shooter. Arigato gozaimasu, watashi no tomodachi. Kazuya Nishikawa has gotten and tries to force his way. Second chance point's no good. And Nubo comes up with it. Well, Edwards is not going to pull the trigger that quickly. BREX don't need to rush anything. Slow the tempo down. They have the 17-point lead. Nubo being smothered on defense. Bumps, kicks out. Ikaruga made 1-3. Well, another second chance as DJ fires. And a foul's going to be called against Isaac Fotu, I believe. And that's going to be 2 free throws. This is good for me. Oh, it's on. My apologies. It's on Gavin Edwards. So 2 free throws coming up for the Seahorses. It's on the box out. Look here. So just coming from behind and pushing the back. Well, Devontae Gardner, former Marquette University player, 2014-15 was his debut pro season. He played for Hier Toulon in the French LMB. Of course, then has been in Japan ever since. 3 solid seasons playing in the north of Japan when he got to BREX, averaging 15 points per game this season. MIKAWA's leading scorer. Both free throws converted, cutting it down to 15 points. MIKAWA's got to try to get it down to 10 at least, but before the fourth quarter. Well, quite an unnecessary foul committed by Kosuke Ishii. It's not the worst foul to give away because it's only the 3rd team foul, but there's no need to reach it. I mean, the defense was good up until the reach. It was actually the 4th team foul, so no more fouls to give away here for MIKAWA. Nagano's got to be careful. Ikaruga finds Gavin Edwards. Edwards turnaround acrobatic shot, can't get it. But BREX get the offensive board. And there's a foul, so this is where I question the defensive discipline of Satoshi Nagano. I mean, the effort is there, there's no argument. But when you've got no fouls to give away, you don't necessarily need to be up in the face of your opponent like this. Even there, it's just very unnecessary. Because now Gavin Edwards will go to the free throw line. Well, Gavin Edwards so far this season has made 66 free throws out of 97. He's a 68% free throw shooter. And surprisingly, collectively, the BREX are only a 71% free throw shooting team. But he makes the second one. "15 points tonight for Gavin Edwards, leading scorer along with DJ Newbill. Again, a 17-point lead to the BREX. Well, the foul's been committed, and it's just a very silly foul to give away by Makoto Hiyajima because Kosuke Ishii, well, he'll go to the free throw line. Wow, it's just a very uncanny moment there for Makoto Hiyajima. You got to remember, he's one of the top shooting guards here in Japan. He's featured for the national team at the Basketball World Cup in Okinawa in 2023, last summer at the Olympics. Well, Kosuke Ishii has played 45 games this season. He averages 13 minutes per game. He's taken 28 free throws this season, making 19 of them. He's not necessarily one of the foundation players. Still a very young prospect for this team. Chance to cut it down to a 14. "14-point deficit, 1:26 to go. Can Mikawa get it down to 10 points before going into the fourth quarter?" Well, Lehman, knowing he's got 3 fouls, took that gamble. Well, Garrett almost took, yeah, he does. There's a turnover. And now they make it a 12-point ball game. Great anticipation by Ryogo Sumino. Seahorses not done yet. Gavin Edwards goes in uncontested. Well, that defense simply not acceptable by the Mikawa Seahorses. But still, they could get 2 more possessions. Lehman pick and pop. Ishii another 3. Takes it, makes it. Big time play. Well, Kosuke Ishii has come into this second half, and he is playing relief minutes. And he's well over his average at the moment. And Mikawa now going into a 2-3 zone defense. They get 1 more stop. Oh no, forget about it. Buckets made by Grant Jarrett. Well, they went into that zone, and you saw Jake Lehman saying, "Who's got the high post covered?" And Grant Jarrett, how easy was it for him, to receive that pass at the high post? Mikawa's got to be more aggressive defensively. Ghost screen set by Lehman. He's made 2 threes. Can't get this one. With the offensive rebound, the second chance points going to Devontae Gardner. And the BREX have just lost some time. Karuga puts up a prayer, and it's not going to go. Final 10 minutes coming up. Game 1 of the quarterfinals, the 2024 B.LEAGUE playoffs. BREX holding on to an 11-point lead. Third quarter was even apiece at 22. We'll be back in just under 2 minutes. Welcome back, everybody, live here in the Tojiki Prefecture, the home of Utsunomiya BREX, two-time B.LEAGUE champions in 2017 and 2022. And this season, they could make history to become the only B.LEAGUE team to win 3 championships. The only other team to win 2 championships are Alvak Tokyo, but they lost game 1 by 25 to Yuki Togashi and Watanabe in the Funabashi Lala Tokyo Bay Arena. 11-point lead to the BREX. Gardner trying to go in. Draws the foul to go to the free throw line. Well, that foul's going to be called against Gavin Edwards. Of course, if you're watching this game live on B.LEAGUE International, please let us know where in the world you're watching, which team you're supporting, and we will give you a shout out. Gardner makes the first free throw because he's taken a total of 223 free throws this season. Well, that's not even the most on the team. The most has been taken by Zach August, 225. Devontae Gardner, 81% free throw shooter. Second one good. Well, he's been good tonight. Ten points tonight for Devontae Gardner. Has gotten his 5 rebounds away from a double-double. Ron Jarrett inside the paint. And the basketball just obeying the laws of gravity. Going down like a pinball. 16 tonight for Grant Jarrett. Well, BREX will probably close this game out here in the next few minutes, but they're going to need some good defense. As Nagano finds the opening, and the help side defense just reporting a little bit late for duty. 10 points tonight for Satoshi Nagano. Guess you take away the three-point shooting from the BREX tonight, this is probably a closer game than it looks. Foul called against Kosuke Ishii. Because Kosuke Ishii had 6 crucial points in the third quarter, which in my mind, it really did relieve a bit of pressure from Mikawa because they went down by as many as 19. Well, the BREX fighting the demons, and an offensive foul is going to be called against DJ Newbill, and that is clear as daylight. But you got to credit Kosuke Ishii. He knew that was coming, and that's a good call. Well, going back to what I said about Utsunomiya BREX, they had one of the best records like this season along with San Antonio Phoenix, and that's a foul. No arguments. But the BREX lost in the opening round, as did San Antonio Phoenix. And BREX lost at home here to the Jets. And they could very well be meeting Chiba in the semifinals if they win this series. And Chiba close out game 2 against Alvak. Gardner posts up, bumps, and again, simply unstoppable by Devontae Gardner. But you can't stop this man. You simply cannot stop him. Plus 13 points tonight for Devontae Gardner, 5 rebounds. And the 3 goes flying as Yusuke Endo. 5 points this evening, hitting his first 3 of the night. And now extending it back to a 10-point lead. Well, BREX's perimeter play has been the key difference tonight. They've just been better from the three-point line. 11 three-point field goals made, but a nice response by Ryogo Sumino. Mikawa not ready to throw the towel in quite yet. Because that is a testament to how well this team played at the end of the regular season, fighting for that play-in spot. Just not allowing Nagoya Diamond Dolphins to return to the B.LEAGUE playoffs. Jarrett got it by Lehman. Lehman's got 3 fouls. Well, third 3 here for Edwards, but that's way too strong. Not going to go. The rebound secured by Mikawa. Down by 7. Can cut it down to 5. And a foul called against Grant Jarrett. That's going to be team foul number 3. Of course, if you're on Mikawa, you want to get into the penalty as quick as possible. Well, it's been emotionally a very tough season for head coach Zico Coronel and the BREX players. As mentioned, the horrific, tragic loss of the late, great Kevin Bracewell. And they have his picture still on the bench, and our thoughts and prayers go to his family. But this team, they've stood strong together as Gardner now pick and pop. 3 is there. 3 is good! And Gardner makes it a 2-possession ball game, and the BREX call timeout. 7:34 to go. We'll be back in just under 1 minute. Now, I noticed on the YouTube chat there was quite a bit of disrespect towards Devontae Gardner. Well, think again. As mentioned, he's been their best player this season. And even through the adversity he's gone through tonight, well, 13 points, 5 rebounds, helping them get back in the game. 7:34 to go. UTSUNOMIYA BREX lead by just 4 points. Haven't led by as many as 19 in the third quarter. Well, let's see, Satoshi Nagano, number 7, their backcourt play has been phenomenal. Well, BREX is dealing with the pressure from MIKAWA. This is where they've got to battle the demons of last season. Those 2 heartbreaking games against Yuki Togashi and the Chiba Jets. Jarrett hasn't made a 3 tonight. Still can't make one. Well, no, he has made one, my apologies. And there's the 4th and final team foul. It's on Gavin Edwards. And where is the discipline at the moment here for UTSUNOMIYA BREX? Isaac Fotu, Kosuke Takeuchi subbing back in for UTSUNOMIYA along with Shinji Takashima. Almost 3 minutes played here in the fourth quarter. MIKAWA looking to cut it down to a 1-possession ball game. Well, they want to go to Gardner. Backdoor play. Now it's only a 2-point deficit, and it's that man again, Kosuke Ishii. Now 8 points here in the second half, and the sublime primetime dive coming for Devontae Gardner. Now Takashima extends it back to a 5-point lead. Oh, huge 3 by Shinji Takashima. Well, make that 3-pointer number 12 for the BREX. 12 out of 31. Nagano crosses over. Nagano goes in and he finishes under intense pressure. Oh, what a move by Satoshi Nagano. Now 12 points tonight here for the MIKAWA Seahorses. This game could go right down to the wire. Yajima being bumped. Good defense by Nagano. Kicks out to Takeuchi. Oh, another deep 3 off balance. Are you kidding me? 13 threes, and Takashima has checked in for business. All turnover. Fotu, here we go. And he's, well, Isaac. Manu. Tell Isaac he's got to throw that down. This is playoff basketball, baby. You've got to get the crowd into the game. But Fotu makes it an 8-point lead nonetheless. And what was only a 2-point deficit now goes back to an 8-point deficit. It's amazing how the BREX can change the momentum. Nice passing, and again, another exquisite finish. Well, he's cooking right now. 10 points. All coming here in the second half. 6-point lead. Finds Iijima. Foul's going to be called. It's only the second team foul. Well, that one's on Satoshi Nagano. Well, you can understand why they want Nagano defending Iijima. Iijima, as great as he is, does struggle against the much smaller, quicker guards, but that's going to be a third foul against Nagano, so he's got to be careful. 5:08 left here in the fourth quarter. BREX with the possession, leading by 6. And another unnecessary foul. That's on Kosuke Ishii. Manu, I gotta tell you, Isaac Fotu is one of my most favorite players in FIBA basketball. And I'll say this as well, I'm being a little bit too selfish, Manu, because I'm an Isaac Fotu fan. I want to see him dunk it, but hey, better safe than sorry, bro. Another three. Iijima takes it, can't get it. And a chance now for Mikawa to cut it down yet again. Well, Lehman trying to go into travel insurance, but may have got a few air miles on that play, but he's unable to finish the layup. And again, BREX. And that's going to be Gardner's. He went into reach, and I think I'd say that'd be a little bit harsh to upgrade this. And DJ Nubel's calling for it, but let's have a look here. I would say that's harsh to upgrade that one. He's, in my honest opinion, he's tried to go into reach for the ball. But Zico Coronel is going to call for the head coach's challenge. Or can he? I'm not quite sure he can. Well, again, basketball fans watching live on B.LEAGUE International, this is playoff basketball, the quarterfinals, game 1. BREX lead by 6, and we will be back in just under 1 minute. Well, Gavin Edwards currently leading all scorers of 17 tonight. Just does have 4 rebounds, but I don't think anybody's thinking about double or triple doubles here at the moment. I think they just wanted to get the win. BREX, as mentioned, losing in the quarterfinals this time last year on this floor. Mikawa, they lost in the first round as well, as did San Antonio Phoenix. So, those 3 teams all with a big point to prove. Remember, the winner of this series will meet either Alvak Tokyo or Chiba Jets in the semifinals. The finals will be held at the Yokohama Arena. BREX chasing history this year. Iijima working the ball screen with Isaac Fotu. Finds Takeuchi. Veteran one. Wow. Kore wa nan desu ka? Wakarimasen. Well, what was that? We'd like to call that a wedgie. Right there. Kore wa nan desu ka? Wakarimasen. Kosuke Takeuchi. Great player. I think that is just a once in a lifetime. Still possession of BREX. It was a jump ball called in the end. Fotu helping this one get in bounds. Has to go for a tough fadeaway front iron. Good defense by Gardner. This is where the Seahorses have got to capitalize. Get something from this offense. Cut it down to a 2-possession ball game. Maybe a 1 if they go for a 3. Well, there it is from Nagano. 3 is up, no good. Lehman goes in for the offensive board. Mid-range up, still no good. Another offensive rebound. And they'll get another crack at it yet again. She's trying to find Gardner on the roll. Beats the shot clock, can't finish. And 3rd time in a row, they get an offensive rebound. Another kick out. Lehman, pump fakes. Another 3. And they just won't drop for Mikawa. BREX almost turned it over. Yajima. They don't need to rush. Under 3.5. Get a good offense. But Mikawa must get a stop. Neither team has any fouls to give. And Takashima finishes with the tough dime coming from Isaac Fotu. 11 points now for Shinji Takashima. Because 9 of his points have come from the 3-point line. 8-point lead. And she's got to make this one. And they just won't go. Have the Seahorses finally dried out? Are the BREX going to do what they couldn't do last year? Win game 1 in the semifinals. There's a kick out. Hiyajima finds Takashima. Oh, baby! Shinji-san! Are you kidding me? Well, he is unconscious tonight. 4 threes tonight for Shinji Takashima. And now giving them another double-digit lead. 2:45 left. A timeout called. We'll be back in just under 1 minute. Well, has indeed become the Shinji Takashima show tonight. Well, he's just been outstanding. And, he's one of those players. He's a 3-and-D player for UTSUNOMIYA BREX. Just only 24 years young. You got to remember, he's still a young player. But what a game he's having. 14 points, 4 out of 6 from the 3-point line. Because he also has 5 rebounds. And, in fact, Takashima is the second leading rebounder tonight, just behind Isaac Fotu. Still plenty of time. 2:45. Mikawa just need a few stops, but they've got to get something offensively. This has been nothing but futility here in the last few plays. Denies a screen, splits the defense, but he airballs a layup. Well, he's got to finish that one. Unfortunately, may have lost his balance. And now the BREX want to close it out. Goes down the middle. Simply exhilarating basketball executed by the UTSUNOMIYA BREX. Well, what a finish in the end. Still, there's over 2 minutes. Got it down the middle. Forces way in. He's got 15 tonight. Well, don't take that back what I said. Devontae Gardner actually has 16 points. My apologies. Well, he also has 6 rebounds tonight, Devontae Gardner, leading the way at the moment here for Mikawa. Because Gavin Edwards still the leading scorer in the game tonight with 17. The problem now with committing fouls, you just send BREX to the free throw line. Hiyajima gets the first one to go. Still a 12-point lead currently here to the BREX. Well, it could be Wan An, it could be Ayasu Minasai, or it could be Anyongi Jumuseo. Could it be good night? 13-point lead currently. Finding Gardner, goes in, still finishes, and now he becomes the game's leading scorer. 20 actually, I got it wrong. My stats don't seem to update in time. That's how many buckets Devontae Gardner's getting at the moment. Just over 90 seconds left. 11-point lead, and the foul's going to be committed by Gardner. And now we'll send DJ Newberry to the free throw line. DJ Newbill, excuse me. He's committed that a few times. He tries to come out and hedge, but in the end, just a split second too slow. It's his fourth foul, but you know, he's been their best player. But they'll have one more game to save their season, and that'll be tomorrow night. Well, Newbill makes the first free throw. Well, DJ Newbill so far this evening, he's got 14 points, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds. Because the BREX much better here in the second half. They were only 6 out of 12 in the first half, now 11 out of 17. 90 seconds left, 13-point lead to the BREX. Well, a timeout's going to be called by Coach Richmond. Probably here to try and work on a few things to anticipate for tomorrow's big game, too. Timeout's called. We'll be back in just under 60 seconds. Well, timeout called by Coach Ryan Richmond with only 90 seconds left, down by 13. And as mentioned, it's all going to be a consolation here at the moment. Neither team with any fouls to give. Game 1 of the B.LEAGUE quarterfinals, first round between the BREX and the MIKAWA Seahorses. Hot screen set by Gardner, no foul call, but it's going to be a kickball violation. Sideline ball coming up to MIKAWA. That one, well, Gavin Edwards ever wants to retire soon. I hope he never wants to, but can always become a professional soccer player in the J League. They got it inbound. They don't want to be. It's going to be a 5-second violation. The BREX defending right to the very end. That is why they do have the #1 record here in the B-League. Defensively, they're just impossible to break down. Well, Zach Gus hasn't featured much here in the fourth quarter at all, so he's checking into the game for the first time here in the fourth. He's had his struggles this evening, but I expect we're going to see a different MIKAWA Seahorses in game 2, no doubt about it. .124 left. Mikawa trying to go for a quick double team. Well, there you have it. That's why Coach Ryan Richmond called the timeout. Well, nice hands-on defense. Deflection made by Makoto Hiyajima. Mikawa will get it back deep on the sideline. First of all, you got to love the full court pressure, the double team resulting in the poor pass, but good hands by Makoto Hiyajima. Because had he not anticipated that one, Yudai Nishida would have been wide open. Head coach's challenge called, so they're going to review this one. We'll be back again when the referees make up their mind.
ゲームクロックの確認をいたしますので、確認が出ますまで今しばらくお待ちください。ゲームクロックはそのままショットクロック20秒での再開です。
Well, unsuccessful head coach challenge. I apologize for my mispronunciation or enunciation of some words tonight, basketball fans. But again, it's been great calling this game tonight with you. But it does look like indeed the BREX are going to win. Overcoming the demons, the haunting memories of last season's quarterfinals against the Chiba Jets. Still 116 here in the fourth, but leading by 13. Quick three by Nishida. He just hasn't been able to make them tonight. Well, BREX just want to get the ball over the halfway line and avoiding the 8-second violation. Foul called against Jake Lehman. That's going to be foul number 4, I believe. Well, Grant Jarrett's had a very good transition here into the B-League. Of course, his first season with UTSUNOMIYA was the year after they made it to, well, they won the B-League championship. He was originally from Costa Mesa, California, went to the University of Arizona, drafted by the Portland Trail Blazers in 2013 in the second round with the 40th pick. Played for the OKC Thunder, the Utah Jazz. But he came to East Asia, originally to the Chinese Basketball Association, where he started with the Beijing Ducks and another former Mikawa SEAHORSES player. They shoot a tough fadeaway three, and is it just too little too late? 11-point ball game. .6. Well, they almost turned it over. And one. Well, that makes it a 9-point ball game. Mikawa not done yet. They'll play right to the end. I'll tell you that, they will. Well, the BREX just getting too casual. Maybe thinking this game's already done, but still 49 seconds left. A quick 5-0 run. Tough finish in the end by Zach August. It looks like Grant Jarrett probably going to hobble off here, and hopefully he's okay for game 2 because they'll definitely need him. Isaac Fotu getting ready to check back into the game for the BREX. Fotu tonight, 4 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. It's a collective effort tonight from UTSUNOMIYA, and that's a bit of a worrying sign for UTSUNOMIYA. Well, Gus, as mentioned, only 1 for 4 from the charity stripes. Got to make this. Well, it would be a miracle if Mikawa find a way back with such little time. But the way they're setting this press, Gus misses, and that's going to be a lane violation. And unfortunately, well, you can still put on this full court pressure. It's the double teams they make as soon as BREX inbounded. I think Zico Coronel wants to call timeout so that he can advance the ball to prevent. Oh, no, I think maybe he was calling for a technical foul. I'm not quite sure what happened. There's a double team. Wow. Not quite sure what's happened here. Let's have a look at the replay. Now here they break the press. There's the reach. Okay. That is tough. That is tough indeed, because the foul, well, it looks like the foul is going to be called against Koya Nishida. And it's tough to see from that angle, because I think what Mikawa was hoping was it was going to be a turnover. Well, the free throw missed by Gavin Edwards. 9-point lead to the BREX. 44.3 seconds left. Just want to close this game out right now. Don't want this to be any more painful. Second one good. 20 points tonight for Gavin Edwards, the former UConn Husky. Terrific performance from him. Yusuke Endo, looks like he's coming back into the lineup. Now a bit of pressure here from the BREX. And MIKAWA don't have time to waste. And they turn it over as Ikaruga comes up with it. Another foul committed by August. 34.9 left. Ikaruga going to the free throw line here for the BREX. And probably now to call this one off and say Ayasu Minasai. Well, quick thinking by Seiji Ikaruga to come over the double team and just was able to intercept that one. Ryogo Sumino coming back into the game for Zach August. And that might be Coach Richmond's way of saying this one might be done. We got to look forward to game 2 to keep our season alive. Remember, the B.LEAGUE playoffs, every series, quarterfinals, semis, and the finals, the best of 3. Ikaruga makes the free throw. Again, better safe than sorry. Seiji Ikaruga's been with his team for a very long time. Won the B.LEAGUE championship with them in 2022. 4 points this evening. Offensive rebound. Number 7 for Isaac Fotu. Leading rebounder tonight, and another foul committed. Well, a foul committed by Yuta Nishida. You can appreciate they're playing right to the end, but at the same time, you want to say to Mikawa, game's done and dusted at this point. 4th foul against Nishida. Well, Foto missed the free throw. BREX have missed a total of 9 free throws this evening. Something they've got to work on. Because next round, if they win this series, I say respectfully, they'll be meeting either Alvak Tokyo, the #1 defensive team in the B.LEAGUE, or their arch nemesis, the Chiba Jets. Jets defeated BREX in the finals in 2021. The time Ryan Ross and the Kai Tevs were playing for the BREX, now at Alvak Tokyo. And that 3 goes out of bounds. 21.5 seconds left. But it looks like Mikawa will get it back. A deflection, I think, may have taken place. Well, the referees will go to the monitor. We'll return when they make their decision.
ただいまのアウト・オブ・バウンズにつきましてビデオ判定を行います。
Well, you got to love that. A long journey from Shizuoka all the way here to the Tojiki Prefecture, and that is what you've got to appreciate about the Japanese B-League. Never is there an empty seat. You can find fans from Hokkaido make the long journey all the way to the likes of Okinawa. Well, Takaki Kato, our head referee, tonight's made a decision, and that's going to remain possession indeed to the Seahorses.
ワンタッチあったという判定に変わりまして、三河ボールエンドラインからのスローイングに変わります。
Mikawa trying to get him bound. Now finding Jake Lehman. Lehman's step back, contested three is up, not going to go. And the rebound secured, and that probably will do it. The BREX indeed are going to win game one. Well, Basel fans watching live on B.LEAGUE International, we thank you for joining us. It will be UTSUNOMIYA BREX that win game one and one victory away from getting to the semifinals of the 24-25 B.LEAGUE postseason. Well, a big win, and Shinji Takashima, 4 huge three-pointers tonight for the BREX. Coach Zico Coronel. His team had to battle twice to come back, but they never trailed. And of course, our thoughts and prayers go to that man and his family, the late, great Kevin Bracewell. Well, Coach, we wish you were here right now. We love you dearly, and of course, we miss you very much. Well, again, fans, we are going to get an interview with Coach Zico Coronel, as well as the game's MVP, as well as the captain. We'll run down the top highlights, and then we'll go down the stats and look at the final fixtures that you can look out for tomorrow here in the B-League playoffs. Again, a big shout out to all the fans who did join us live here on B.LEAGUE International. Terrific win for UTSUNOMIYA BREX. They win, and thus are one victory away from winning the quarterfinals here in the opening round. But I can tell you one thing, Mikawa will come back a different team in game two. Coach Ryan Richmond, one of the top coaches here in the B-League. He's used to the setbacks. Well, Mikawa tonight indeed were led by Devontae Gardner. Great performance from him, finishing with 20 points, 6 rebounds. It's the second leading scorer tonight for the Seahorses. Was the man coming off the bench for them. And indeed, that was number 7, Satoshi. Well, essentially, Satoshi Nagano was the starting point guard. I was trying to give credit to Kosuke Ishii. 10 solid points in the second half, but not enough here for the Seahorses. Well, as mentioned, we're going to listen to what Coach Coronel has to say, and then we'll find out who is the game's most valuable player, and if needed, we'll have it translated from Japanese into English. But a big win for UTSUNOMIYA BREX.
ありがとうございます。
このチャンピオンシップクォーターファイナルゲーム1、非常に重要な第一戦となりました。本日勝利を挙げられました感想を一言いただければと思います。
I mean, it was obviously pleasing to win, but even though mathematically it's one of the 2 wins we need in this series, it's less than a half job done, so we got a lot of work still to do to get better.
もちろん勝利できたことはとても嬉しく思いますけれども、まだやはり2勝しないと意味もないので、まだ仕事は半分しか終わってないと思っています。
明日もシーホース三河を迎えてのゲーム2となります。明日に向けての抱負をお願いいたします。
I mean, it's amazing to see so many people here. You barely lit any blue t-shirts in the gym. Great job. And we're going to try to be better every playoff game. And if you guys, you bring it today and then you even louder tomorrow, it would be amazing.
本当にたくさんの黄色いシャツがこの会場に見れて、もうほとんどブレックスファンで埋め尽くされている状況を見てすごく嬉しく思っています。 で、これ以上に、さらに今日もすごくこう声援大きくて、すごく嬉しかったんですけれども、明日もこれ以上に、自分たちの後押しよろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございました。ジーココロネルヘッドコーチ代行にお話を伺いました。それでは選手の皆さんからお話を伺ってまいりたいと思います。まずは33番ギャビン・エドワーズ選手、よろしくお願いします。まずは勝利おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
本日エドワーズ選手はチームハイの20得点の活躍でした。インサイドアウトサイドともに大活躍でした。試合を振り返っていかがですか？
It was definitely a tough game. They're a great team, but I think we've been preparing for this for a long time, and we know what we want to do with the rest of the postseason. So we came out with a lot of energy, and I think we played really well today.
やはりタフな試合でしたけれども、この瞬間を自分たちはずっとこのために戦ってきましたし、自分たちでもう準備できていると思うので、このポストシーズンチャンピオンシップで自分たちが目標としているところに目標を達成するために自分たちでもう準備はできているなと思っています。
昨年の CS の舞台でも確かここ日韓アリーナでヒーローインタビューお話を伺ったと思いますが、 CS 男ですね。
はい。
では明日に向けての抱負をお願いします。
We really appreciate your guys' support. It makes a huge difference for us. It brings a lot of energy to us. We look forward to your support, and we're going to keep fighting alongside you.
本当に皆さんの熱い声援ありがとうございました。皆さんの声援が本当に自分たちを後押ししてくれて、もう試合結果にも大きな差を生んでいると思います。ので明日も引き続き、熱い応援よろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございました。本日20得点6リバウンドのギャビン・エドワーズ選手にお話を伺いました。
Well, they have from Coach Cornell and Gavin Edwards.
お話を伺いたいと思います。12番高島選手。
I believe now we may be hearing from, Shinji Takashima. So we'll hear what he has to say, and we'll get this translated into English.
やっぱり今日はこの人ですよね。勝利おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
勝利を大きく手繰り寄せる4クォーターでのスコアリングの活躍、素晴らしかったと思います。振り返っていかがですか？
そうですね、ちょっと押されてる雰囲気があったので、自分が出て何とかしたいなと思ってたので、それで結果的にシュートでそういうことができたので良かったなと思います。
高島選手、4クォーターだけで2桁得点です。そして4クォーター残り1分半のタイミングでのですね、三河スローインの5秒オーバータイムを取ったあのシーン、ディフェンスの高島という存在感もしっかり示しましたね。
そうですね、何としても止めたいと思ってたので、僕だけじゃなく周りの皆さんも頑張ってくれたので良かったなと思います。
では高島選手、明日に向けての抱負をお願いします。
はい、今日も本当にたくさんの応援ありがとうございました。改めて皆さんの力すごいと思いましたし、聞いてて本当に鳥肌が立つぐらいすごいと思いました。また明日もタフな戦いになると思います。引き続き応援よろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございます。本日14得点5リバウンドの活躍でした高島選手にお話を伺いました。
Well, there you heard from Shinji Takashima. Of course, he felt the team was being pushed around, so he wanted to make sure that he broke through and gave something for his teammates. And there you have it, UTSUNOMIYA BREX winning Game 1, 93-81 against their rivals, the MIKAWA SEAHORSES. This is the quarterfinals, the best-of-3 series. BREX now one victory away from getting to the semis. And the final comments from Shinji Takashima We won because everyone worked hard on defense. So again, please support us tomorrow. Though that was the final message from Shinji Takashima. Well, very soon we'll be looking back at the best highlights from this game, right from the tip-off to the very end. Again, if you want to look at the difference in this game, the BREX were just more clinical. I mean, respect to Mikawa, they were just under 30% from the three-point line. Because they were 10 out of 32. With the 40% from the three-point line from UTSUNOMIYA BREX, 14 out of 35. That was the key difference this evening. Well, the B-League playoffs only just kicking off, of course. And as mentioned, much more to come here live as we are here in the Tochigi Prefecture. There's some great games coming up here in the playoffs. Alvak Tokyo down one game against Chiba Jets. Ruku Golden Kings leading one game against Shimane Suzano Magic. Of course, the other series today was a very close game in which San Antonio Phoenix escaping with a 3-point victory against new playoff comers, the Gunma Crane Thunders. Well, we'll take a look at the highlights very, very soon. We are live here on B.LEAGUE International. We'd like to again thank all the fans for joining us for this great playoff game between these two magnificent teams. Well, I think if you want to credit one thing from these two teams, it's indeed the fact that they were just relentless. They went at each other all night long. Of course, right from the get-go, I mean, the BREX just didn't quite have the success from the three-point line. Where they found their success was on the defensive end. Forcing Mikawa into turnovers, but then converting those turnovers, indeed, into transition points. Well, they had 9 points from turnovers, and they all came in the first half. Because the BREX, well, they did dominate 30 points inside the paint. When I say dominate, I mean Mikawa were actually better. Mikawa with 36 points inside the paint. So really, if you think about it, Mikawa never had the lead in this game. And that was down to UTSUNOMIYA just coming out like a house on fire. Well, Ryogo Sumino, one of the best three-point shooters here in the B-League, and a very inspiring performance from Satoshi Nagano. Well, Nagano did finish in the end with 12. Because he was 2 for 2 from within inside the rainbow. And 2 out of 5 from the perimeter tonight. And there's the kick out. That was the second three by Nagano, because he unfortunately couldn't make another one for the game. Well, Zach August, one of their 2 top leading scorers this season, had a very tough outing. That was the first 3 of the game for that man, Grant Jarrett. Because Grant Jarrett, although he didn't have the greatest night from the perimeter, did in the end finish with 17 points, becoming their second leading scorer, right below Gavin Edwards and just above DJ Nubu, who had 15. Well, there was the and one by Grant Jarrett, doing what he does best, dominating inside the paint. Because he just became too much to handle. I mean, it really is. It's apart from the three-point shooting where the BREX dominated. Everything else went in favor for Mikawa. Here was one of the few three-pointers made by Yudai Nishida this season, averaging 10 points per game. Well, here were some of the costly turnovers in the third quarter. This is where Mikawa did make a bit of a form of a comeback. Well, Yusuke Endo's 3, that is where the BREX started to extend their momentum. Because both teams were locked in at 22 each at the end of the third quarter. Because there was a crucial 3 in the corner for Yudai Nishida. Well, no, excuse me, no, that wasn't. It was Ryogo Sumino, one of the best in the B-League. Devontae Gardner, that time cutting it down to a 2-point ball game, or 4-point ball game, actually. That cut it down to a 2-point. The backdoor play by Kosuke Ishii. Well, again, another great penetration by Satoshi Nagano. As mentioned, finished with 12 points tonight. A nice little backdoor cut again by Ryogo Sumino. Well, Sumino tonight finished with 10 points. And one very positive note here for Mikawa. 4 players, all finishing in double figures. Gardner with 20, Yudai Nishida finishing with 10, as did Ryogo Sumino. Satoshi Nagano is the second leading scorer, 12 tonight. Well, we'll take a look at some of the key stats here from this game. As we mentioned, apart from the three-point shooting, it was all dominated by Mikawa Seahorse. The other area where the BREX was slightly better, the BREX had 50 bench points, while only 42 came from Mikawa. But that's still a very high number if you think about it. Well, both teams really didn't get out in transition tonight. Only a combined total of 15 transition points for both of them. 1 point slightly better here for the BREX at 8. 7 in total for Mikawa Seahorses. But those points in the paint just goes to show that Mikawa probably are a more dominant team inside the key. But that means little if you don't win. You've got to win here, especially on the road in the B.LEAGUE playoffs. Chiba did it last year. Mikawa can win game 2. But at the same time, BREX can close it out. Both Gavin Edwards and Devontae Gardner leading all scorers with 20, but combined total between them of 40. Grant Jarrett, second leading scorer in the game with 17. And of course, DJ Newbill tonight, well, he was actually quite good from the three-point line, DJ Newbill. He was 3 out of 7 from the perimeter. But the most three-pointers went to Shinji Takashima. Well, it was Jake Lehman who led rebounding time with 8. Nobody finishing with a double-double this evening. Of course, Lehman did actually come very close. Isaac Fotu not quite getting 10 points, but the quiet night from Jake Lehman, 6 points. But DJ Newbill actually was indeed the closest. My correction yet again, he had 7 assists. He was 3 away from a potential double-double. Well, shortly after we look at these final stats, we are going to look at the other key fixtures to look out for tomorrow. The big game is going to be between Alvac Tokyo and Chiba Jets. As a look at the head-to-head between 2 very good shooting guards here in the B-League, both Yudai Nishida and, of course, Makoto Hyojima. Well, Yudai might have finished with 10 points, but Hyojima will leave knowing that they're 1 win away from getting to the semifinals. And a big win for UTSUNOMIYA BREX, the 2-time champions in 2017 and 2022 of the B-League, chasing history this year. Well, time now to look at the other key games here in the playoff bracket. Well, there is the bracket. The winner between BREX and Mikawa will meet either Jets or Alvac Tokyo. And the winner of Shimane Susanna Magic and Ruku Golden Kings will meet either Gunma Crane Thunders or San and Neo Phoenix. Well, it's playoff time here in the B-League. Greatest time of the year, no doubt about it. Asia's, well, actually, why should I say Asia? International basketball's quickest rising professional league at an exponential rate. Japanese basketball, it's on a boom right now. And it's not just down to the import players coming in, it's also the elite development of local domestic talents. Because we saw that tonight with Makoto Hyojima, Yudai Nishida. Yutaro Suda still relatively quiet, but all Japanese national team players. Well, again, fans, it's unfortunately that time of the evening where we must part our ways. But again, we would like to say thanks for joining us. Goodbye, good night, and God bless. Arigatou gozaimasu, sayonara, and ayasumi nasai. We'll see you for more games here in the B-League playoffs.